So for the meantime, we are going to do the normal modeling. Okay, normal modeling of the footing, the column, beams, walls, and slab. Okay, we'll do that one for today, and then for tomorrow, we will concentrate on the mostly you're doing HDB, right? Okay, so we will do that one. Okay, so now to do that, I want you to go to this concrete, all right? And then I want you to add, I want you to select the footing, double click the footing. So let me explain first what is these objects that we are going to use. Okay, here under the concrete, you will find all the concrete elements. Along with the concrete elements, you will also see that there are reinforcement. Okay, but at the moment, let's model on the concrete body first. Okay, the geometry, and then later on we will add some reinforcement. All right, so here we have the column, we have the beam, we have the wall, we have the slab, we have the footing, and then there's some item. Item is something like a fixed profile, okay? And then let's start with the pad footing. By the way, the pad footing and the column, it is the same way of modeling. Why? Because the pad footing and the column, it will start. You need to establish the bottom and the top part. Okay. Unlike the beam, okay, meaning the column and the footing, all you have to do is just simply pick a point, and then it will just model in that particular position. Unlike the beam, slab, and panel, you have to pick for the beam. You have to pick 2 points. Pick one, pick two. Panel, you can pick 2 points or more because it could be a polygon shape. Slab is the same. It's a polygon. You need to pick 4 points or 3 points minimum. It could be more. Let's start with the pad footing. So if you double click on the pad footing, here you will notice that it will tell you to pick the point to create the pad footing. Okay, again, it's very important for us to always look onto this part here. This one, this. You can look onto the arrow. So what is that? That is the command that we are going to follow. If we click some button here in Tekla structure, automatically there is a command on the left bottom corner. So that's how you follow the Tekla structure. So you will notice here, pick the point to create the pad footing. So look at this. I'm going to pick this one. Pick. And then as you can see here, I have already the pad footing here. Okay. So maybe the color is different. It should be okay. But again, I will show you how it does. Okay. So first, you have now the pad footing as the name. It could be foundation. It could be pad footing. It could be precast footing or whatever name you want. That is just a name. Okay. The next one is the profile. Profile is the size of the pad footing. Okay. So if we type here 15 star or star 1500 and then enter, so that one is a square 1500 by 1500. Now, if you want to type here 1500 by 2000 and then that is a rectangular shape. Okay? Now, for the material, you can click this three button or 3 points material. So it will give you the database of the material. So let's say for example, the material is C40. Check if you have C40 there. Yes. Select the C40, apply and OK, and then modify. So this one is the C40, the grade of the material. Then the finish, then again, that one is just a text. You can type rough finish, smooth finish, but you just leave it alone first. And then for the class is, you can see you can change the color if you want. Let's say, for example, for the pad footing, I want to use a color 12. So modify. So there you go. So it will be a magenta color or something like a purple color. Okay. If I want to use a number one, then it is something like a concrete color. Okay. Now let's go to this now. So I press Control P, and then zoom into this. So now you will notice that there is a position. This position. Okay? Position. So this position, it always relies, okay? This position is this is the main point of this position. This is we call it a handle. Okay? We call it handle or node. Handle or node. That yellow. So yellow, if you see yellow, that one means start. Magenta, that means end. Okay? Yellow start, magenta end. Clear? Right. Okay, now, so if you notice here, vertical, it shows middle, and then you can see up, down. If you click here down and then enter, see, from that point, it will go down, especially if your positioning of your footing is not on the center. So you can use the up, down. But the node will be on the side, okay? If it is up and then enter, then it will go up. If it is up, and then you type here a value, let's say 500, and then enter. So the position of your handle to the object is up with a 500 millimeter distance. Okay? Or you can change here down or middle with a 500 millimeter distance. So this one also a possible thing because it this the handle is 500 millimeter from the center. So you can that is the displacement or the movement of your object. Okay? So just put it 0 and then enter, it will become this. Now, for the rotation, okay, if it is a square footing, this will not no effect. If even you change front or top, because it's a square, it just because it will rotate. Okay? But since mine is a rectangle, you can see the rotation. If it is top or if it is back, it will be 90 degrees rotated. Right? Or or if you type here 45, that one is a 45-degree rotation. Okay? So that one, that is the meaning of the rotation. And horizontal, similar to vertical, if I put here left, and then if I put here right, then it will go left, go right. Let's say I put here right, and then put here up, it will be like this. So your handle is at the corner. If I type here left and up, so that one is the movement. Okay? So this is how uh, this position works. Okay? So by default, I put it's in the middle. Now, let's rotate it. Okay? Let's rotate it. And then we can see now the top and bottom. Okay, look at this one, top and bottom. So you will notice again, top, this one is top, and then bottom is this one. So start is on the negative value, and the end is on the zero. Meaning, your grid line, when you create the grid line, right? When you create the view under this, you will notice when you create the view under this basic view, it will tell you what is the coordinates. So basically, our 3D view, the coordinates is 0, 0, 0. Okay? When we create the 3D view, the coordinate is 0. So meaning that position, the position of this top and bottom is according to the global coordinates. Okay? So because in Tekla structure, we have global coordinates and local coordinates. Global coordinates meaning on the 0, 0, 0. Okay, globally. Local coordinates is only the coordinates of that particular object. That is the local coordinates. Okay? So meaning here, if I type here negative 800, so the height will be 800 millimeter. Okay? Now, what if my foundation is below zero? Because at the moment, our foundation is exactly on the top of our foundation is on the zero, right? What if the top of my foundation is, let's say, 500 millimeter below the zero, and then the thickness of my foundation is, let's say, 1,000. So what will be the value? Okay, so here the top will be negative 500, and if this one, okay, if this one is zero, and then here this is 500, and then my this one is 1,000. So what will be my bottom point? What will be the value here? What is that value? Negative 1.5, and then enter, and there you go. So here you can see now the position of my pad footing is negative 500 and negative 1.5, enable for me to get the value of that. Yes. All right. Let's see. The reason why you don't see your handle, because by default the system is turning on this direct modification. Kindly turn off this direct modification. Turn it off. Click once. Okay? Now you can see the handle now. Okay. So now, since you mentioned that one, what is this direct modification? Direct modification is something like, from the word direct, modify. It is similar to the push-pull tool of SketchUp. As you know, SketchUp is under Trimble. We're both under Trimble. So if you turn on this one, look, if I turn on this one, you will notice that there is no start and end, right? The yellow and magenta. But this one, it could be useful as well. Look, if I change, if I can change that one, see here, I change by simply doing the push-pull tool. That is the direct modification, undo. Okay? Now, this one is a very useful tool, but personally, I will recommend to you that turn off this one always. Turn it on the moment that you only need it. Okay? But if you're something like doing the regular modeling, just turn it off. And then just turn it on when needed. Because this one is a very useful tool, especially for reinforcement. Changing the, let's say, for example, there is some, what do you call that, clashing between the rebar. So by pulling the rebar, it will pull easily using this direct modification. We're going to have the practical application of that one later. Okay? But for the meantime, just turn it off, turn it on when needed. Okay? It's like I'm giving, it's like a doctor that I'm giving you a medicine. Okay, take it when needed. All right, so next. So we have this pad footing. Now, if we are happy to this pad, okay, by the way, I changed again the pad footing to my original 0 and then negative 800. Okay, 0 and negative 800 and then enter. Okay? Now, if you are happy with this pad footing, you can now select, because whatever the last setup you put in these properties, when you open again when you select again the pad footing, so that will be same like this. So you can pick like this. Okay, or maybe just put the pad footing only on the line one. So put four pad, yes, that one. Put four pad footing. Okay. All right. So that is the pad footing. Any questions so far before we continue? Yeah. The rotation is, yes. Okay. Again, if you are doing a square or square one, this rotation front, top, below doesn't make any change because you are just rotating the square one. Even you rotate from top to front, it's still square. But if this one is rectangle, okay, that one have more sense on this one. Again, if this one is something like there is a shape on this, then this back and below matters as well. Okay, let's say for example, I have. Let me just do a. Okay, you don't have to follow this one. Just to give you, let's say this one. See, if I change this one to top, modify. Oh, sorry, should not be that one. Okay, I think maybe I'll change this. Let me just change this one to a irregular shape like this, right? So here, if I change this one to front, okay? If I change this one to top, change this one to back, and then here below. So that's the rotation. It will rotate 90 degrees. Okay, I mean, I cannot explain why below, why top, why front. I cannot explain that one, but it's just a 90 degrees movement. Okay, but again, if it is a irregular shape, you can see the difference. But if it is a rectangular or square, rectangular, you can only see the two difference. This 90 degrees, but square, nothing, totally nothing. Okay. All right, now let's move on. This one now is we're going to add the concrete column. Concrete column. So if you double click the concrete column, again, you will see here the name. So for the name, I want you to type here precast column, precast column. And then the profile, I want you to type here by 500. The material, C40. And then let's say this one is 11. Okay. Do you remember? Okay, at the moment, because this one is a square, again, this rotation, middle, the rotation, again, doesn't matter because it's a square. But the top of the column, the top of the column, what will be the top of our column? What is our height, the level 3? 28 plus 28, 5, 6, 8, 4. Correct? So you type here 8, 4. So that's the height of our column, 8, 4. And then bottom is 0. And then here, cast unit is precast. And then now, all you have to do here is to click 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, I'm showing you in the 2D so that at least you will not be scared at the moment what is 3D. But basically, here you can rotate that one and then you can easily see or control P. Yeah. So this is what you have done. Just simply one click of a button, you have already the 3D. Unlike if you're doing it in 2D, to enable for you to create this 3D, you have many lines, right? So this one, just one click, you have the 3D. And then the good thing here in 3D is immediately I can, if you select, right click and then inquire, immediately you will know what is the volume of the concrete of the column. You can see there's a volume there, right? Volume is 2.1 cubic meter. Can you see it? That's the properties of the column. You have the length, you even have the weight in kilograms, you have the area, surface area, and then you have um the volume, 2.1 cubic meter. Pardon? Yeah. Yes, at the moment, at the moment. Yeah, I know what you're. So, meaning if you want to, okay, okay, let's do what you're thinking is. No worry. So, meaning if you want, you can just simply select all, right? Select all, and then you type here per level. Let's say 2.8. As simple as that. So let's do one floor first. I'm combining the precast and the cast in situ. But anyway, okay, let's do this one. It's good so that at least later on we can have a dowel bar going to the next column. Okay. All right. So now, as you can see here, we have now the column, and let's add a beam. Let's add a beam. So beam connected to column to from column to column. Okay. Now again, there are different ways to add a beam here. You can add that one on the plan. You can, okay, three ways. You can add the beam here in this 3D view directly, or you can add the beam in plan in level 1 here, or you can add the beam in grid 1 here. If I press Q, so now I have three ways of adding the beam. Okay, I will show you one by one. Okay, so this is the plan. Plan at level 1, elevation, grid 1, and then in 3D. So you choose which one is easier for you. Okay, look. I need to go to the beam here, double click the beam, and then under the beam, I want to type here precast beam, and then the size of the beam will be, uh, maybe I can say 700. 700 is the height, 400 is the width. Okay, and then the material again is C40, The class number, I'll put here 12. And then here, the on plane is still the middle, but the depth is behind. What's the meaning of behind? Okay, look at this. If I have this beam, if this is the beam, if this one is 700 by 400, and at the moment, my handle is somewhere here. This is the handle. Okay? This one meaning it's behind. Okay? If my handle is here, then this one is middle. Okay? If the handle is here, then this one means front. That is the positioning of your beam. Middle, behind, and so you will notice here, there are three options here. See? Middle, front, and then behind. By default, the beam is always behind by default. Okay? But if there's a need to change, then you can change it to middle or front. Okay, now, so my beam now is behind, and then here XY, nothing else. Everything is okay now here. So all I have to do is to change the profile and then the class and everything should be okay. And then now, let me close this one and then look. From the plan, okay, look at the 3D ha. Look at the 3D. So from the plan, I'm going to click 1 and then 2. This one, 2. Look what will happen. Then I have now the beam on the center. Now, if I add the beam on this, if I add the beam on the elevation, click 1, 2, look what will happen. See? Same thing. And lastly, if I'm on the 3D, click this point and this point. See? It will snap to the tip of the column or top of the column. And that's it. See here? So in Tekla structure, you can model that one as you like. It's not that, hey, you do that one in 3D. No, if you still cannot get over on the 2D way of working, so be it. You can use that one as a 2D. And again, if you press, okay, press Q. We have already the Q, right? For you, you press Q, letter Q. Okay, it's already there. Because, okay, meaning it is style vertical, right? Okay, are we clear on this one? Okay, so once you have this 3D view, you can now select everything, okay, by making a window. Select everything by making a window. And then, right click, and then copy. Right click, and then, okay, right click, and then you can see here, copy. Okay? Copy. Now, pick the origin for copying. So the origin for copying is, let's say, this point. Okay? This point. Okay? Click this one and then pick the destination, which is these two. And then right click and then interrupt. So as you can see here, I copy that one from one point to another, or from this point to another point. So this time, if you have that one, and then now you can now add, let's say, a beam. Okay, the reason why I copy only one, because I want to copy. Remember, earlier we create again. If you want, you can open again the 2D, if you like. But If it is easier for you to add this next beam, this beam to this, then do it in 3D, like this one. So connect this one from this point to this point. So there you go. So you have now already this. Okay, so kindly do that one first. Connect, and then, okay, done. It seems that everybody's following. Okay, so now the next thing is I'm going to copy again, but this time, okay, look, this time I'm going to select only from right to left, like copy, select by crossing right to left. So I'm selecting only the line, the grid 2 elements, and then the two longitudinal beam. Okay? And then all I have to do now is to right click, copy special, linear. Right click, copy special, linear. And then here I want you to pick, it says there, pick 2 points to indicate the direction. Okay. The reason why you pick 2 points to indicate direction, sometimes we don't know where is the direction, if it is Y or X. But nowadays, it's very simple because you can always look here, the direction. Okay? But anyway, if you really, sometimes if we don't want to look at here, I can just simply pick 2 points. Let's say 1 and then 2. Okay? So I can pick anywhere here to identify where is the direction and then what is the distance of that direction that you want to copy. So if I click that one, look, automatically it will go to this direction Y, and then there is a value 5,000. But if you know the direction, you know the value, you can directly key in. Okay? Now, the question here is, for the copy linear, how many copies you want to copy? So 1, 2, 3. I want to copy 3. I want to copy that one 3 times. Okay? Number of copies 3, and then hit copy. And there you go. So you have now the full frame of this precast concrete structure. Okay? Once you have this one, let's say I want to add a hollow core slab. Okay, seating, or okay, I want to change the shape of my beam so that it can carry the hollow core. Okay, instead of on the top, then I will make the L shape and inverted T beam. Okay, so meaning on the side, on the two side, your uh, your beam is like this, and then the other one, your beam is like this. Okay, so there will be a hollow core. Okay, so now what will be the size that we're going to put? So let's say, for example, if this one is 700, right? 700. Then maybe okay, maybe we can keep that one as this one is 400. So maybe we'll just put a little bit of 100 here. Maybe make it 500 total. And then if this one is if my hollow core is how much? One, one. What's the height of the hollow core? 100, 150, maybe 150. If the hollow core is 150, then this one will be 700 minus 150, 5, 550. Okay? So same thing with this one, it will be like this. So this one, instead of 500, it will be 600 because this one is 100, 100. Okay? So same thing, 150 and then 550. Okay, let's do that. So how? How to do that? Uh, Simple. Here, just double click on this one and then select this, all right? And then select the L shape here, RCL. Okay? So you will notice here that the height is what? 700, correct? And then the S is 400 and the B is 500 and the plunge thickness, what is the plunge thickness? 550. Apply. Okay, again, can you look onto that one? Can you follow that? You know where to go? Here, again, from select one beam, okay? Just select one beam. Oh, I'll delete this one, huh? Anyway, we know already the value. So select this beam, and then from the profile, select the library, the database of the profile, and then look for the RCL. This one, RCL. All right? Under the RCL, what is the S400? What is the H700? And what is the width or B? 500. And lastly, 550. Plunge thickness is 550. Apply and okay. So look, automatically it will change the profile here. All you have to do is to modify. See? Now it's okay. Right? So that's your beam like this. So how about these two beams? There is an option here to match properties. Just double click on that. Look at this, double click and then click here. One, two. See? And then I click also this one. But you will notice that the rotation, see, it's different. Okay? Okay, kindly add that one and then I will tell you how to change this rotation. So if you want to change the orientation of this one, because here, again, left, start and then end, yellow and then magenta. The yellow must be here and then magenta should be here, correct? By right. And then you need to delete it. But no need because if you go to the application and component on the right side, this one, application and component. Click on the right side, application and component, the icon, yes. And then you type here swap. You will notice here that there is a swap handle. Okay? So all you have to do now is to select this one, and this one, control or shift, and then select the three elements, and then double click the swap handle. Double click. Let's see if this one works. Ah, works. Just double click the swap handle, and then it will change the positioning. And that's it. So you don't need to delete. Okay, so now, um, let's move on. How about this one? Double click, and then again, this one is the inverted T. So you will notice here there is a RCDL. I guess this is the RCDL. Yeah, RCDL. Select the RCDL. You can see that one is the inverted T, right? So again, for the height is 700. For the S is 400. And then for the is width is B is 600. And the plunge thickness, you will notice there is a T1, T2. In case that the T1 and T2 is different, so you can have a two value. But since I have only one value, then it's okay because here under the subtype, there is a SHBT. If you select HSB T1 and T2, then that is two different. So we don't need the two different size, right? So I need only one. So here I just changed the T1 to 550. 400, 700, 600, and then 550. Okay? Apply, and okay. So since this one is at the center, it will be look like this. See here? Yeah. And then again, you can just simply select the contextual toolbar and then double click this paste icon. Double click. And then you can now click all the middle beam and then convert that one to the inverted T section. Okay, in addition to that, kindly select all the column. Can we change that one to 400, 400? I don't want to do some adjustment later in the connection. So can you just simply change this one to 400? It's simple. 400 by 400. Yeah, so that it will be flush on the web of the column. All right. So yeah, we're done with this one. I think all we need to do is to add the we're going to add the slab. Once we have this frame, right, we're going to add now the slab. And then, again, I want you to, because I don't want to scare you on this modeling again in 3D, I want you to open the level 1. Level 1. Okay? So this is the level 1. So this is the 3D, and this is the level 1. So for the level 1, maybe I will do it as tile horizontally, much better. Yeah, like this. Okay, so look at this. So level 1. So now, on this level 1, again, can you go back to the application and components? Can you go back to the application? Okay, open the level 1 and then control P, the level 1, control P. Yes. And then go to the application and component on the right side. And then you type here floor. Floor. Floor tool or floor layout. Floor layout. Here. This floor layout. Double click on the floor layout tool. Okay. There you go. So here, you will notice here, there is a layer name. Layer name, we can type here slab or precast slab. Okay? Precast parts. Okay, the part name, we can also put, we can HCS or hollow core for the meantime, hollow core. And then the class number, you type here 10. The concrete, type here C40. Again, it's like the you're typing the properties, huh? But under the layer thickness or profile, again, if you notice here, layer thickness or profile. If you say thickness, it's only the thickness of the normal slab. If you say profile, you can look for the profile of the slab like the HCS. Okay? So, if you click on this three dot, it will open now the select profile. So as you can see here, just go down and then you will find, okay, let's see if we can find the hollow core. Ah, here. You will find the hollow core slab here. P15. Let's use the P15 by 1 2. Can you see that? P15. So meaning the it's 150, right? 15 cm. So 150 is the slab that we want to use. So P15 and then hit OK. And there you go. So now, as you can see, our profile is P15 by 1 2. So this is under the layer. You can save this one. Let's say HL underscore slab. Save. So that you can go back to that one again later. Save as. Okay. Why it's not saving? Okay, save. Now, go to the general tab. Under the general tab, you will notice here the default part width is 1 2, which is okay. And then the gap. Do we have a gap in the hollow core slab? Is 0. If you have a gap, let's say for example, if it is a planks, then I don't know. Do you have a gap in planks? Also no. If you do planks, do you have a gap there? 20 or no? If it is no, then it's okay. I mean, here, there is a default gap in case it's needed. Okay? But at the moment, we put no. Then, the positioning of the depth, if you notice here, if I pick if I pick the top of the beam, then the slab is below. But if my slab is on the top of the beam, then I need to choose the other way, this one. Okay? But again, the default is okay already. And then the line up direction, it should be okay. And then under the advanced, again, we can simply ignore this one for the meantime. Detailing, we just ignore this one for the meantime. By the way, this detailing is if you want to add automatically the strand inside the hollow core, then you can use the detailing. But let's not put that one at this point of time. So here, apply. Can you apply? And okay. Now, you will notice here, pick 3 or more points to create the floor. Pick 3 or more points to create the floor. So look at this here. Can you see this corner? Can you see that corner? Okay. Click that one. One. Then counterclockwise. Two. You can see. You can see now the slab is forming. If it is a clockwise, then my slab will be horizontal, longitudinal. Now this one is cross, counterclockwise, then it will the slab position will be cross. Okay? So pick the third point and then the last point here. This one. Okay? So here you can pick a shape also if you like, but I don't need. I need only the exact one and then middle button of your mouse. Then there you go. So as you can see here, I have now the slab sitting on the eyes on the L section. There you go. Yeah. So again, pick one, two, three, four, and then once you create this one, your exercise is to copy that one to two, three, three, four, and four, five. Just copy that one there. Okay. Yes. Sure. Sure. Okay. Look here. If I click from this point, okay. If it is the first point, just interrupt. But if I click here and then I pick this one and this, it's wrong, right? I need counterclockwise. All you have to do is to backspace, backspace, and then click here, and then click here. Again, it's wrong. Backspace, backspace, keyboard, backspace. Yeah, it's applicable for all action, even in if it is a polygon. Let's say slab, yeah, polygon cut. It's also applicable.
And if, for example, you finish already, then you just realize that the point is not sitting on the corner of the column.
Okay, if that one is the case, then okay, here, click this one, this, like this, right?
Yes.
And here. One way, I think, okay, let's see if I select that handle, right click and then move. Let's see if that one, yeah. So I can select the handle, right click and then move. Then there you go. Anything else? Okay, then copy that one to the next bay. Copy to copy. The problem is if you miss the select, okay, look at this, here, you will notice that the handle, if I select that one, it will be solid. It will be solid. Now, if you have a difficulties on selecting the handle, nothing to worry. Press the alternate key on your keyboard, Alt, and then make a window like this. And then right click and then move. Let's say move here. So it's moved. Now, if you wrongly selected that one, move like this, it will be something like what happened is like this, right? If you wrongly selected the handle. So to be precise on selecting the handle, sometimes it's very small. So the trick here is press the alternate key and then make a window. And then for sure that one, see, at the bottom, you will notice that one handle selected. One handle selected. That one also, here, you will also notice if you don't select the handle, it is zero handle selected at the right side corner, bottom corner. Okay. For your exercise, since we already did this one, I want you to add. Okay, I want you to add. Um, I want you to add a wall here, same height of the column here. wall here, wall here, wall here. Only on this side, 4 walls on this side. Okay. So on this one, it is flush. It is flush on the column side. Okay. So the size of the wall is the height of the wall is 28 by 150 using the this panel, and then you type here precast wall. So precast wall, yeah, precast wall, and then this is the size, and then you can change whatever color you want. Okay, so that will be your exercise. So kindly do that one.